Hey traders from around the world, welcome to your real life stock review. I trust you're doing absolutely amazing. I am indeed back and it feels so good. I miss you all like the desert misses the rain, but I have to admit I have been having and still am having the most incredible last few days, and really the last 2 to 3 months has been just serendipitously, splendidly sensational. Really can't stress enough how much fun I've had going from, Colorado, snowboarding, hanging out with some of my really good friends, then up to New York City, then, having Kids Month, and then launching my hedge fund, the cryptocurrency digital asset fund a few weeks ago, and then spending time with these amazing people. So here's some pictures of us on the cruise and just the last few days, really. Incredible opportunities, incredible time, amazing experience, wonderful in every way, shape, or form and fashion. Just had an absolute blast. So I want to say thank you to everyone for helping us enrich lives together. Here are just some quick images of some of us from the cruise and in Miami from the Miami Real Life Trading Meetup, and overall just some quick snaps and images that I had. I know you guys aren't here to hear about the trip, but you're here to learn about the stocks and look over some analysis, which we will certainly do. But overall, I just want to say thanks for everyone who's watching this video. Thanks for being a part of Real Life Trading. You are incredible people, and I'm having an absolute blast. So much still coming right around the corner because, as you know, April 30th this year, tomorrow is May 1st, which means it's a new month, which means it's a new challenge. Keep your eyes peeled for that challenge to hit your inbox in the next 24 hours. Let's go review the stock market. What happened when I left? As you know, the Newsom International Travel Indicator was again on point as I left on this day right here officially. So Monday, I was still in the States, in Miami, didn't embark or debark until, technically that night. And then Tuesday, in international waters, and just poof, quick sell-off on the SPY. Now, of course, we traded right back down to the 200 simple moving area, right? And so I'm sure some real-life traders out there bought the dip. As you can see, we were going intrinsically and sensationally sideways on the SPY. So realistically, overall, not much actually did change. We're still in this range. We're still in a distribution phase. We're going to chop around ever so often, and I'm very excited to see exactly what ends up playing out from here. But my overall thoughts are, we're going sideways, my friends, and let's trade down, more than likely a little bit lower. I'm not sure exactly how low we go, but I do think we're going to go a smidge lower on the SPY, maybe all the way down into the 250s. And at that point, I'll be looking and getting into some bull put spreads. I might even just hop into an iron condor really here in the next few days and just get some bear call spread premium up here, some bull put spread premium way down here, and just let this market chop around. Still a sensational, amazing market for day trading. My swing traders, though, you're just going to have a little bit more of a tough time. Let's go review some stocks. Didn't get a lot of requests because you all knew I was on vacation, so thanks for not sending me millions of questions and requests on days I wouldn't be able to do them. So now I'll be back for the preceding future. If you want to send me reviews, feel free to do that. I'll be happy to look over what stocks you want to check out. Here's RIG, R-I-G, Transocean. Here's the weekly chart, and this stock, again, also going real sideways. You have a pretty obvious support down here at the $7, $8 area. Here's the daily time frame, and a lot of volume did come in recently. Tons of volume. Really good bullish move. Nice little pennant pattern right here. So that could break in any direction, up or down. So if you're looking at playing RIG, if it breaks lower, keep your eyes to potentially go bullish around 1050, as it looks like it's trading sideways. Again, the overall edge with that kind of volume right there would be more bullish than bearish. Some incredible gaps today out there in the markets. Let's go look at Shopify. Take example, SHOP. So Shopify, you have this really nice resistance right here. This is one from the previous all-time high back in September. And you had this nice little pivot right about there. Really created from this wick and from this little move, and you had this one white soldier candle come in here, and you had this little lower shadow bearish candle from just Friday. Small little gap on Shopify, but we were watching it this morning. There were a few real life traders keeping their eyes on it. Look at this 5-minute time frame. How cute. Just 4 candles, which is 20 minutes of sideways action. Being able to enter right there with a stop right about there would have been a great move on Shopify. Now, I didn't get a chance to play that one. It happened a little bit too early, and we actually drove down from Quebec City this morning, leaving at about 7:45, and got to Montreal early this morning from Quebec City as we were hopping up there for the weekend. Got back to Montreal at about 10:30ish, so that's when I started hopping on the markets and taking advantage of some of the moves. Let's go look at another gap that was very nice. McDonald's took some MCD. Many of you got that indecision candle video that I sent out on Thursday last week. And this was also a very nice bullish gap and go above resistances. I'm certainly keeping my eyes on McDonald's. As you can also see, it's a gap and go on a weekly chart. So here's the 5-minute chart. Here's your high wave bearish candle entry, stop. And eventually, you probably would have gotten trailed out around, I don't know, 12 o'clock Eastern for a small gain, probably 0.3 or 0.4 Rs, but wouldn't have been a loss. And again, that candle right there is exactly the one that I look for the vast majority of the time that I take some trades. Let's look at another trade. These are 2 that I lost on. Here's Wayfair. So Wayfair, obviously, I wish I took this trade right here. It was a retest gap, trade down, retested, rolled over. Classic as it comes. Literally textbook. I mean, that's so good. Here's the daily chart on Wayfair. So it was a retest gap. The way I played it is on the 5-minute chart. I played it with a low of the day break, right? Because I didn't get a chance to see that retest. That's when I was traveling, driving back from Quebec City. So right here, you have this nice white candle that came in at the support. It made a new low. I shorted the retest. And once that candle came in right about there, I was probably pretty good that I didn't think this trade was going to work. And, well, it didn't. So lost 0.7 Rs on Wayfair. And then on Amazon, AMZN, here's the still actually have the trade still open right now. Not open, I'm sorry, just it's on my chart. This is, I played this bullish. This is the 5-minute time frame. And what I was doing on this one, this is the actual stop. So my original stop was down here. And as you can see this was really just me playing Amazon as a double bottom. That simple. So here's the double bottom. Boom, boom, boom. And then you actually got another double bottom that came in here. And then it just kind of popped, retested, came back up, and just didn't really work. So that's simple. So lost 0.5 Rs on Amazon. But check out this trade. So this was the one this was the winner for the day that really, I mean, anyone could have taken this trade. It was so nice. This is the one that Latoya was calling out on ARNC at about 11 o'clock. So here's ARNC. This was about 6 to 7 minutes after I got to the house, started trading. Here's the daily chart. So this daily chart, beautiful bearish gap and go. Look at that on ARNC. Nice bearish gap. Here's the 5-minute time frame. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, look at her setup. This was so classic. It was brutal. This is the 15-minute time frame, but you can see if I kind of really zoom in here, just it traded sideways, had her entry. So these are the numbers right here, obviously 1939 by 1975. So that would have been right below the low, right there, right below the low of that candle, with a stop right above that wick right there. So again, just very classic. Boom, 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 and some traders just absolutely mauled that trade. That was a beautiful, beautiful gap. So anyway, that's ARNC. That was the winner for 1.28 Rs. Broke even for the day. April is entirely finished and the results are in. I would love to see your results. Feel free to post them in the comment section below in YouTube or wherever you're watching this particular video. If you're watching, you can also post them in Slack. You can message me on Twitter, on Instagram. Let me know how you finished the month of April. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, if you're related, or it was just a normal average month. Fill me in. I would love to see your numbers and love to see how you did and see if we need to celebrate, make some tweaks, or just continue being awesome. However the case is, I'd love to know. Let's go look at a few more gaps really quick. Here's Facebook. Ticker symbol FB. This was a phenomenal bullish gap while I was gone, and it traded right into the long-term moving averages. So I will be absolutely Keeping my eyes on Facebook for it to trade sideways in here and then eventually, potentially break out higher. Now, this is an evening star reversal pattern. So if it does break below the low of Thursday's candle, we could see it probably trade down into the 165 area before it more or less and probably bounces again. But this was a great gap. Weekly chart looks good. Long-term moving average looks good, right? This 100 is just now tracking perfectly this trend line. So we'll see what Facebook ends up doing, but overall, as it stands, looks very nice. Amazon, AMZN, again, I did not get a chance to trade this one, but I would have faded the mess out of Amazon because, I mean, look at this move, right? So Amazon goes from, this was Wednesday, goes from 1420 to over right at 1640. That is over 200 points. I mean, that is a massive move on Amazon. So you had a massive white candle on Thursday, gaps up to a new all-time high in a market that's been very choppy, that hasn't been going higher. This is one of the few power stocks, the big name stocks that are making higher highs and higher lows. So everyone was selling and locking in a profit. And that's exactly what caused that sell-off on Friday on Amazon. So I hope some of you got a chance to short that, make some fade money on Amazon and lock in some good gains. Let's see what else I got to talk about today. So we got Shopify. Ooh, yeah. Let's go look at, so looked at McDonald's, looked at this one, Shopify. Let's go look at Apple. That's the last one. AAPL, big name, coming out with earnings on Tuesday night. Here is the weekly chart on Apple, and here is your 50 exponential moving average. Very weird that it would bounce off of that. I mean, how strange. No one could have seen that or predicted that would happen because it did that last time. So Apple, really nice trade down to the 50 EMA. What's exciting on Apple is really the earnings. I am pumped to find out what Apple does. Today's candle makes it very interesting because it is setting up actually pretty well for Apple if it has a small gap down to trap any of the buyers between today and tomorrow. And if it really does have a small bearish gap, I truly could see Apple easily trading into the low 150s, very similar to what it did over here. So if it gaps down, especially if the earnings are good and a lot of people get trapped, that's a strong possibility. Now, the farther it gaps down, the more likely it'll bounce. So if it gaps down for some crazy reason, which I don't think happens, but 148 or below, it probably gets faded up. People would see that as a good buying opportunity. And it's been down there before and got bought up, so why not try it again? And then overall, obviously, if it gaps up, the higher it gaps, the more likely it fades, right? So if it gaps up to here after today's candle, with the whole market being a little on the red side, if Apple gaps up at this juncture with the candle today, it probably does fade that day, very similar to Amazon, and then eventually will go higher with a really nice retest gap. So we'll just see how it gaps on earnings. All that is right around the corner, so I'll make sure to report back to you on Wednesday for your next free real life stock review. Make sure you get those requests in. I'll see you Wednesday. And folks from around the world, thank you so much again for helping us enrich lives. And until next time, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. You rock. Bye-bye.